Gentlemen, good evening to you.
This is Lowell Thomas in New York.
Beatles emerged on the
Let's go, my fellow Americans.
I'm Chet Huntley, your host on...
We have 73 television cameras on Mayday Girl.
President Nixon is actively...
One small step for man.
Hello and welcome to Time and Again. If Seinfeld is a sitcom about nothing, as its creators and its biggest fans agree, then this episode of Time and Again is a show about nothing. But here's something. Seinfeld has long been the hottest thing on TV, seen by millions each week. Last December, turning down even bigger bucks than he was already getting, Jerry Seinfeld decided to go out in style, announcing that the show would not return for another season. The news sent shockwaves across the country, or at least across NBC. Seinfeld and friend Larry David dreamed up the show in 1988, never expecting it would fly with the network. It flew all right. Along with Jerry, there's Jason Alexander as George Costanza, a character based on Larry David, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Elaine Bennis, and Michael Richards as the one and only Cosmo Kramer. We'll visit with them all by way of the NBC News archives. Appearances over the years on The Today Show, beginning with this one in March 1992.
A few years ago, stand-up comedian Jerry Seinfeld used to hang around a coffee shop in New York City, coming up with ideas for a TV series. In defiance of all the odds, his coffee shop ideas became one of the hottest comedy shows to hit the tube in years.
My goal was to do the show, get like canceled in 4 episodes, and just have people go, "You got screwed."
You were ready for that?
Yeah.
You wanted that?
Well, I figured there's no way we're gonna do a show that people are gonna like, you know.
And people love it. I mean, it's like it's a real cult hit, isn't it?
Yeah, people shave their heads when they watch it.
No, but really, you've got quite a following.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Now, do you get a lot of fan mail from women who like to get to know you a little better?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Is it hot in here or is it me?
It is really, I think it's you. But even if it isn't,
Are you starting to sweat?
You know what I'd like to do? I'd really like to have sex with a tall woman. I mean, really tall, like a giant. Like 6'5".
Really?
What was the tallest woman you ever slept with?
I don't know, 6'3".
Oh, God. See, this is all I think about, sleeping with a giant. It's my life's ambition.
So I guess it's fair to say you've set different goals for yourself than, say, Thomas Edison, Magellan, these type of people.
I think we're just a slightly funnier version of 30-something. My problem with 30-something, I could never watch it because I would go, they have the same problems I do, and they're whining about it. That's what I do. If they were, like, resolving them somehow or having a good time with them, I could tune in. But, you know, it was like more source every time I tuned into 30-something.
Angst-ridden.
Like, you know, this kind of problem. So we have the same 30-something format, basically, but we just step back and get goofy with it.
What's it like working with Julia
Louis-Dreyfus.
Louis-Dreyfus?
It's Louis-Dreyfus. She would get
That's
mad
what I
if she
thought.
heard me say Louis.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I call her Louis because I feel like Hillary Brooke from the Abbott and Costello show. Louis. Anybody remember?
Yes, I remember.
She's great. She's very funny, very sweet, really good actress.
What's Jerry Seinfeld like to work with?
Oh, bad.
Is it true that he's going to be replaced?
Well, we're working on it. We're not sure yet, so we should probably keep that under wraps, but it's a problem. It's a problem working with him. We all feel that way.
This is an all-star team. Every one of these people has had or has tried to have their own show because they're each very strong performers.
What were you doing VS before Seinfeld?
I was a hitman for the CIA.
Jerry said that we were similar off camera as we are on camera?
Yeah, well, the rapport and
He's
the way
much
you guys
nicer to
are.
us on camera than he is off camera.
Oh, really? He's a real bear to work with?
Well, you know, it's, you know, ever since it used to be the Seinfeld Chronicles. was the name of the show. And then it became Seinfeld. And from that day on, it was sort of like, oh, it's my show. And the whole head swelled up.
He complains about not having any women.
He's just saying that so women will go, I'll be yours. I mean, the guy's driving around on a $148,000 Porsche, and he's having trouble getting the chicks.
And not to mention a limo. What's it with this
And
limo
limos,
with
too.
fine Corinthian leather and everything?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
Any messages since we started this interview? See if you can get Sally Jesse Raphael for me. Or just get the glasses if you can't get her. Thank you.
You're so bizarre. All right, now, I mean that in a good way.
Okay. Bye.
Who is that?
That was Keith.
What's going on?
He wants me to help him move.
Help him move. Move what?
You know, furniture.
So, what did you say?
I said yes, but I don't feel right about it. I mean, I hardly know the guy. That's a big step in a male relationship. The biggest. That's like going all the way. This TV thing, you know, getting checks with the little NBC peacock thing on it, you know?
Every
That's
week?
new. Getting taxes taken out.
Oof.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
No, you know? It's all this corporate stuff, all these jackets. Everyone's got a jacket on around here, you know? My old life, you know, I was out there. I was Jack Kerouac, you know, living by my wits. Now look at me, they got me all fixed up. Hollywood. I own it. Got it right there.
That was March 1992. A few months later, Jerry was playing Carnegie Hall. A good reason to pay a return visit to the Today Show. We'll have that when we return in a moment.
You're watching NBC, where the stars come out at night.
Spent much of his time playing clubs around the country with names like Chuckles, Giggles, and the comic strip. But these days, thanks to his hit NBC TV series and his magazine covers, he's selling out such prestigious venues as the Kennedy Center in Washington and Carnegie Hall here in New York. Not bad for a kid from Long Island. What is it like playing Carnegie Hall? Is it sort of a big deal for you?
It's not right. I don't belong there. I mean, it's so, you know, fancy. It's not comedy. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I mean, it should be fun, but...
Well, you're kind of used to this because you did do the Kennedy Center
Yeah,
in
I did the
Washington, and that's
Kennedy.
sort of the same scene,
Yeah,
right?
it's weird, you know? Everyone just kind of, oh, that's quite amusing.
They sort of
you know,
applaud differently.
Yeah, it's a much more sophisticated audience, but I'm a very classy guy.
What can I tell you? Speaking of classy guys,
Yeah.
Jerry, what's happening to you here? You're on the cover of GQ.
You know, it's amazing when
It's
you're...
your incredible fashion sense, clearly.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, that tie, I actually bought it like that. I was on my way to return it.
Is that why?
Yeah, because that's when I made the tie. I made the tie, and it was like that. And I said, this can't be right. It's supposed to go down.
I like it. It's a look, Jerry.
Yeah.
How's the show going? You had your final episode recently, right?
Yeah, it's going great. It's been unbelievable. I really never thought it was going to catch on like it has been. I thought it was such a New York type of specific type of personality show, you know. But it's working, so it's great.
Are you still amazed that it's been so successful? I know last time we spoke in your limo, I think you were cruising for chicks. Did you ever find any?
Yeah,
by
I
the way?
think I picked you up, as a matter of fact.
I think not. Are you still surprised that it's done so well? I mean, or have you come to grips with your successes?
I don't think about it. You know what I mean? I just don't. I just do what I have to do that day. You know, that's my philosophy of life.
Well, what's going to happen next season? Any big surprises that you want to?
We'll be on the air.
That's
the
your big surprise?
Yeah.
Let's talk about these roses before we go, Jerry. Can I set this up? Yesterday, I got these roses delivered to my office with this card saying, Katie, sorry if I acted weird last night. Springfield was not my favorite town. Hope there are no hard feelings. Your friend, Jerry.
All right.
And I thought, wow, does he have like this sophisticated sense of humor that I just don't get?
Okay, here's what happened. I'm on stage in Springfield,
Massachusetts the other night. I come off stage, I just walk right past everybody backstage. I go upstairs, and someone says, Katie Couric is downstairs. She wanted to say hello. I go, oh, yeah, somebody said, hey, it's Katie, as I went by. And I went, oh, gee, I walked right past her. I'm so rude. Katie, come upstairs, you know? So she comes up, and it's like in this hallway, and it's kind of dark, you know? And I'm looking at her, I'm going, do we know each other? And she says, Jerry, it's Katie. And she looks a little bit like you, but she's not good looking, you know?
I was gonna say, what, a little cute?
Boy, I'm thinking, who thought of putting this woman on TV? You know, I'm thinking, where did they get that idea? She's saying, well, I put on a little weight, you know, a lot of people don't recognize it. And you don't want to say, yeah, you look terrible. You know, this is what I'm thinking. You know, what happened to your hair, your whole look? It's all gone. And, you know, we're talking, and she just didn't break. You know, I kept saying, and I'm looking at her the whole time like, are you really sure you're, and she goes, God, yes, of course I'm Katie, you know. So I felt like if this was really Katie Couric, I really insulted her because I know you. You know what I mean? Imagine going up to someone you know and going, who are you? You know what I mean? It was like, so the whole night I was so upset, and I was with friends, and we were all trying to figure out if it's really you.
That is so bizarre.
Tell.
That's
so the next
scary.
morning I got up and I go, oh, I was so rude last night. I've got to send her flowers and apologize.
Well, I'm really happy to report that that wasn't me, that I haven't gained that much weight.
You have no idea how lucky you are.
Wow. Jerry.
This woman looked like she was just chewing on gravel. I mean, she was just
Jerry,
bad.
nothing happened, though, did it?
No.
Good.
No, nothing happened.
Well, good.
No,
well,
yellow, roses for friendship.
I love them, and I hope that there are more Katie Couric impersonators out there so you can send me more of these,
Can you
Jerry.
make people think they can get backstage pretending that they're you?
Well, obviously, she did.
Yeah.
And you
worked.
fell for it,
Yeah.
dear. Good luck tonight at
It wasn't
Carnegie
you,
Hall.
was it?
It wasn't me, I promise. I don't think.
Backstage at Seinfeld with Al Roker when Time and Again continues.
Zurich, you're watching.
Jerry Seinfeld has said that his show's motto is no hugging and no learning. No phony sentiment, in other words, and no moral to the story. No pat happy ending. That, along with great comedy writing, has been a key part of the show's success. NBC's Al Roker, a former classmate of Seinfeld's, by the way, paid a visit to the Seinfeld set in September 1992.
Playing the part of Kramer, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Michael Richards. Plays the part of Elaine, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah. Playing the part of George, of course, it's Jason Alexander. Of course, playing the part of Jerry, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jerry Seinfeld.
Quite a legend here on the MTM lot.
When it started 4 years ago, no one gave this comedy about the life and times of stand-up comedian Jerry Seinfeld much of a chance. Not even the director, Tom Chironis.
We thought we were going to do 4 shows and out.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We said, wow, how can this go? It's about nothing.
Federal Express.
Federal Express? Come on up. Federal Express? I'm not expecting a package.
You know what you just did? You just let a burglar in the building.
You think so?
Of course. Federal Express, that's the oldest trick in the book. You know, it might not be a burglar. It could be a murderer.
So you want us to abolish all home package delivery?
Yes.
It doesn't feel like we're doing a real show, you know? It's not like one of the real TV shows with real producers and real directors and real actors. Yeah, that's a real show, you know? But this is like, it's just us, you know? And we show up here and we fool around and it's all very kind of loose and it's like a garage band or something, you know what I mean? No, I don't want it.
I'll take it. No, I'll take it. What is it?
It's nice. Very nice to hear the audience respond like that. At times, though, it can throw off the tempo of the scene. I enter, I'm ready to say a line, and then I got to hold for that applause and then get on with the scene. But, I mean, it's wonderful.
After starting on the show as a bit player, his role is expanded. Richards loves what he's doing and hates actors who have pretensions about what they're doing.
I hate actors say, oh, I can't stand to be on a television series. Well, you know, I've got to tint the windows. I bought a home out in Pacific Palisades. It's awful. Gee, I wish I wasn't on the show. I wish I was really back home right now watching the rerun of Barney Miller's on tonight. Oh, God, I can't. Well, I got to get to bed early because I got to go tomorrow morning and do the show.
Broadway-trained Jason Alexander plays George, Jerry's best friend, the lovable loser everyone seems to relate to.
Do I have to send a note? For some reason, everybody knows a George, or, you know, the worst thing is when people go, "You're me, you're living my life." Like, oh, boy, I'm so sorry.
Jerry and George's relationship is loosely based on the real-life friendship between Jerry and executive producer Larry David.
The first bit we ever did on the show, and the pilot, was about the second button on a shirt being the key button. Like, if this button is too high, it's very uncomfortable. If it's too low, you don't know whether to button it or unbutton it. And this was one of the conversations that we had in the bar at Catch a Rising Star one night, like 5 years ago. And we both thought that we should do a show where that's what it's about, is these funny little conversations that people have.
At this taping, the Seinfeld crew welcomed back the familiar face, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who plays Elaine, Jerry's former girlfriend. She's returned to the show after taking time off to have a baby.
Really fun. It was exactly as if I'd never left, to be honest. And I just had a great time. I mean, I kept thinking about my baby at home, but, you know, other than the fact that I'm really tired, it was no problem whatsoever. Sometimes it's hard because I'm the only girl, and it's also great because I'm the only girl. I like it a lot. It's fun to be sort of one of the guys, one of the boys.
The day after filming, the cast and crew are back reading the script for next week's show. It's a close-knit group that obviously gets along.
Kramer's holding a phone.
He just wants to talk to you, okay? I couldn't talk him out of it. Just tell him that you're my boyfriend and that we're in love. Can you just do that?
Okay, I'm your boyfriend. We've been intimate.
The show isn't exactly about nothing, but the fact that Seinfeld the show so closely parallels Seinfeld the real guy causes problems for Jerry.
I actually feel like this is my kitchen. Yeah, that I really live here, you know, because I'm here so much. Yeah, and I don't make any adjustment. Everybody else on the show, when they walk from the table onto the set, they do something. You know, they change. There's a creative adjustment. I just walk over here, you know? I walk over there, I walk over here, you know?
It's the same.
It doesn't matter to me.
You're wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
Same glasses.
They have the same clothes for me. You were here last night, right? I was dressed like this, right?
Yeah.
These are my clothes. Then I come in and do the show. They have the same clothes. I take these off, I put those on. It's the most bizarre thing in the world. I have my wardrobe is the same as the clothes I'm wearing. I'm taking off one pair of jeans and putting on another pair. I'm going, what the hell is going on here?
He says what is going on here is his first and last TV series. Jerry says whenever Seinfeld heads to rerun heaven, that's it.
Can't top this. This is my life. I can't do anything better than this, you know? This is all I got. I'm giving you everything I got here. This is my life, my name, myself, you know. I've used it all up. Yeah.
You just go away after.
Yeah, I'm done. I got to get a whole new identity change, yeah. I got to get into the witness relocation program after this.
That was September 1992. Al Roker returned to the Seinfeld set the following May for the season finale. We'll have that, plus Elaine interviews Jerry and George interviews Kramer when Time and Again continues. If the Seinfeld gang are the Fab Four, then actor Wayne Knight qualifies as Seinfeld's fifth Beatle. You know him as Newman, but that's just part of the story.
You gotta give me the time. He's one of those actors that just seem to be everywhere. In commercials. Frosted Cheerios. Hit TV shows. Jerry. And blockbuster films.
Stick, stupid. That's a stick.
In an industry where everyone wants to be a star, Wayne Knight has become the king of character actors, the baron of bit parts, the master of minor roles, and he says that's just okay with him.
I always wanted to be a character actor.
Among the minor characters Wayne has played are the schwitzing investigator in Basic Instinct and the conniving computer nerd turned dino dessert in Jurassic Park.
I think I've shot 3 or 4 different shows down that street.
What is it about you that seems that you can play all these different type of characters?
Well, I think they're usually schleps or weasels, aren't they?
And by far, the weaselly role Wayne is most famous for is on Seinfeld, where he plays Jerry's loathsome nemesis.
Hello, Newman.
You might as well run along. Jerry may be wild. Suspicion of mail fraud.
Is there a little bit of Newman in you?
I would say no. My wife would say yes. You're being Newman-esque again. I said, no, I'm not.
Ooh, how I've longed for this moment, Seinfeld. The day when I would have the proof I needed to haul you out of your cushy lair and expose you to the light of justice as the monster that you are. A monster so vile. Newman!
Do people relate to Newman, do you think?
I think everyone safely knows someone like Newman, but no one would admit to being Newman. I don't think anybody would walk up to Newman and say, I'm you, and if he did, I would run, you know, because he might be armed. I think that people feel comfortable around Newman because he's so obviously, insecure. Mm-hmm. And you know that you're better than that guy.
What's the next big thing for Wayne Knight?
I don't know. I thought this was it. Now you're telling me it's almost over.
And this is just about done. So you're pretty much, you are spent. You know, maybe this is enough. You don't need another big thing.
This is enough for crying out loud.
Who am I to tell you? Who am I to tell you?
Yes.
What would Newman say to that?
What would Newman say to that? Don't test my patience, weather boy.
On the set of Seinfeld in 1993, after this.
The McLaughlin Group, Saturday.
Welcome back to Time and Again as we visit the world of Seinfeld by way of the NBC News archives. Jerry Seinfeld was born in 1954 in Brooklyn, New York. When he was a child, his family moved to Long Island, a town called Massapequa, which according to Seinfeld is an Indian word meaning by the mall. Jerry knew at an early age that comedy was for him. He began performing stand-up in 1976, and 5 years later won a spot on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. He was a hit. His career went into overdrive, and in 1988, NBC came calling. Before long, Seinfeld, the TV show, was born. NBC's Al Roker revisited the set of Seinfeld at the end of the show's 4th season.
They're now known as the Fab Four: Jerry, Elaine, George, and Kramer, all at it one last time for the season's big finale.
65 scenes, 150 pages, 56 guest stars.
Ooh.
56.
Big.
This is the sign commandments. This is as big as it gets, baby. Bigger than TV.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Your set won't be able to hold it all.
Your set won't. It'll be bulging at the sides.
What? I mean,
not unlike yourself.
Thank you very much.
I'm kidding. We went to college together.
We thought they stole the doctor's office that
In this Thursday's episode of Seinfeld, Jerry and George make the NBC pilot they've been pitching and writing all season long. In this show within a show, Jerry gets to play himself, but NBC casts 3 actors to play George, Elaine, and Kramer. I mean, can anybody really play Kramer besides Michael Richards?
People said I'm sort of an eccentric specialist. They brought me in, you know, they wanted to create a character that had great oddity. And so that was my task.
Since moving from Wednesday to Thursday nights this past winter, the show has consistently been in the top 10. But it's been on the air for the last 4 years. Question now is, where's everybody been?
People think they want to be on the show, they want to write for the show, they have an idea for the show. We don't need these people. No. These are hangers-on, Johnny-come-latelys, just trying to skim off the top. Now that we got it going, can we jump on for the ride? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, now.
Well, hold on a second. I got another call. Hello? Yeah, he'll call you back. Who is it? Oh, it's NBC. NBC?
NBC. We're giving a vote.
As far as, you know, the characters in the show, I mean, the main group, do you think they've evolved at all this year? They've changed?
No.
No?
No.
They're still the same.
They're the same. They've deteriorated, in fact, somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show's not known for its character development, but Jason Alexander, who plays the lovable loser George Costanza, says his character has changed over the years.
I don't understand. Over the first and second season, the sort of adamant love of his own neuroses started to come out, and the staunch defense of them. And some of that sweetness fell away to someone who's a little more complex and difficult and interesting.
And what about Elaine?
Elaine?
Yeah?
That's right, that's Elaine. The wig is part of her getup for the final episode.
1970.
I think Elaine has gotten a little sassier this year. She's a little crazier. I don't know why I say that, but I think she's gotten a little more sass.
How? Why are these different from any other type of pants?
They're just so shapeless. They just hang there, limp and lifeless. Why don't you put on pajamas? At least you have a matching top.
How do you learn to be a loser?
I have fabulous role models on the set. Who cares, Al? Does anyone really care about how I approach this character? They might not even be watching. Now they got to turn to your show and see me profound and just go on and on.
NBC is betting that Seinfeld is going to take up where the long-running and popular Cheers leaves off. But the star of Seinfeld doubts he's going to be going on for 11 years.
I don't think we could go that long. But you go as long as you can.
Yeah.
You know, this is like a rodeo. TV's a rodeo.
How so, Jim?
Well, you're on the Bronco, and you're just trying to stay on, you know, until the thing throws you.
Up next, Julia Louis-Dreyfus interviewing Jerry Seinfeld. When we return in a moment.
And now another edition of our periodic series we call Take Two, celebrities interviewing other celebrities. We wondered how NBC's Jerry Seinfeld was spending his summer vacation. So we got one of his co-stars, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, to ask him for us. While the cast of Seinfeld was preparing for another season of quirky, mundane adventures, Jerry and Julia took a break so she could quiz him on the new book. Well, sort of.
So, Jerry, listen, you've got a new book coming out today, Bantam Books. I believe it's called Sign Language.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's the first book that I've ever done, and I'm quite proud of it because it's a big collection of many comedic observations that I've made over the years.
If I can just, could I just interrupt you for a second?
Of course.
Do you think that I'm the most talented person that you've ever worked with?
Well, you're certainly very talented.
Well.
And it's a pleasure to work with you.
That's kind of you
One
to
of the
say.
other things that the book has is monologues.
But I mean, as far as most talented, I mean, wouldn't you agree that of all the people that you've worked with, you would find me to be really the most talented of all the people you've worked with?
Well, I don't want to insult the other people that I've worked with.
No, of course not.
You know, right here on national television.
Right.
But you're very talented.
Well,
there's no question that
you are kind to say that.
Yes.
Wait up!
See, never be late for a plane with a girl. Because a girl runs like a girl with the little steps and the arms flailing. As I wrote the book, I found that I had a real flair for writing comedy that was just to be read and not necessarily performed. So it contains many new things that I wrote over the past couple of years, and I'm, you know, really excited about.
Okay, well, if we could move on. I know that you are going to be on the cover of Playboy, the October cover of Playboy.
Yes.
You were with 12 women naked. I guess they were virtually naked. All of you were stuffed into a phone
As
booth.
close as I could get them.
Now, did you get a chance to see my my picture in Esquire magazine? Came out in August. August, yeah. It was the Women We Love issue, and I was picked to be the one of, I think, 6 of their favorite women.
I did see that issue.
Yes.
And I read up to 5. So I must have just missed
I tell you what, if somebody could get a copy of that this summer, you toured.
Yes.
All over.
Sold
out performances.
Yes, I was sold out in every city I worked, and I was great fun to work all over the country in small vaudeville houses and really get back to doing comedy the way it was meant to be, and nice.
Nice comedy.
Yeah, it was nice comedy.
When you were on the road, did you get a chance to see one of my Clairol commercials? Speaking of comedy, they have kind of a comedic twist to them.
If I could get a word in. I did not see those commercials. I don't know what Nice and Easy is. It's some sort of...
it's a hair product.
I think I did see it actually come on at one... I was in a hotel in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I saw it come on, but I had to run out. I was so busy because the shows were sold out.
This season, let's talk about this season.
Yes, the season, the show.
The show, Seinfeld.
Yeah,
the
Seinfeld.
Show. The show.
Yes.
Right.
My show.
You have been working hard, I know, at writing scripts.
Yes, because I also produce.
You produce the show.
Seinfeld.
And
I am the star
of
the show.
Well, yeah, you're the star. But can you tell us a little bit about what's going to happen with Elaine this season?
Oh, yes. I can tell you quite a bit about that. The Elaine character is going to find herself on a trip.
No kidding.
Yes, Elaine is taking a trip.
Wow, how exciting. So we're all going to go to, what, Europe or...
No.
No.
No, Elaine...
not Europe.
Elaine is going to be going to China.
Oh, neat.
Yes, and she's... In fact, we're going to try and work it into this episode, the first scene of the first episode. And it'll be very funny because she'll be... Because of the language and the political situation over there, she's going to be stranded in China and unable to get back. And so that's going to be one of the amusing themes of the show this year, is Elaine struggling to return from China for 22 episodes. So I hope everyone will tune in for Seinfeld, the story of 3 men in New York, single and getting into all kinds of situations. 3 men. Bachelors and alone. And a woman in China.
When we come back, George and Kramer. Jason Alexander interviews Michael Richards.
Edition of the periodic series we call Take Two, Celebrities Interviewing Celebrities. 2 reasons why the NBC sitcom Seinfeld has become such a runaway hit. Catalyst for chaos, Kramer, played by Michael Richards, and nervous, nebbish George, played by Jason Alexander. Sliding into their 4th season as the best buddies of comedian Jerry Seinfeld, Kramer and George are a sure bet to spend most of their time in trouble.
You double-dipped the chip.
Double-dipped? What are you talking about?
You dipped the chip, you took a bite, and you dipped again. So that's like putting your whole mouth right in the dip.
Well, I'm sorry, Timmy. But I don't dip that way.
Oh, you don't, huh?
You dip the way you want to dip. I'll dip the way I want to dip.
Give me the chip!
Hey. You guys ready?
Yeah. Where's George?
Michael and Jason recently sat down at their favorite hangout, the neighborhood coffee shop, where they rehearsed for their Take Two segment before the cameras rolled, or so they thought.
You tell us when you guys are ready. We'll
Go to the bathroom. Okay, am I on here this way?
Can we get some... Oh, thank you.
Huh?
Thanks.
Oh, we're gonna have coffee?
Yeah, so we'll sit here and it'll look like...
like we're comfortable.
Casual and we're doing like that. So,
So which camera am I on? Oh, I'm on here. Oh,
you're going to be on that one. When we actually roll, you'll be on that one.
Like this, though. Does this look a little better?
That'll
Like
get
this?
serious.
I don't know. Does this look better?
You look good. You look good from all sides. All right, so let's figure out.
Okay,
I'm going to ask
all
you. So I'll interview you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because that's the bit. They want.
All right,
They want, like,
so you're the...
We're going to interview each other.
Okay, so I'm like on a show.
They're very clever.
Okay,
Today,
so we should get our questions.
Bits, you know.
What are the questions going to be?
All right, let's do.
We're not on now.
No,
right?
no. Okay, so question number one.
Let's not have the coffee.
You want to get rid of the coffee?
Well, I mean, we don't drink it. Do you drink coffee?
Laurie, can you take the coffee?
So let's take
away,
the coffee
please?
away.
Laurie?
All right.
All right, so
let's do it.
here. So my first
here we go.
question
All
would
right,
be,
here we go. This is your first
Michael,
question. Yes.
You have this year become a nominee for
Thanks.
thank you, for an Emmy Award. You were nominated for as Best Supporting Actor in a Series for yeah, she's kind of cute. How did no, you've never been nominated?
Oh yes, the Emmys. I'm very happy
and
about
how do you feel about that? What is your feeling about being a nominee?
It's terrific. It'll be great. It'll be, you know, we get to dress up, wear a tux, and show up and be there.
Are you gonna bring a date this week?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah,
And I
I'm
have
gonna
to
bring
bring-
my mother. I'm gonna bring.
Okay, because I have to bring Dana. I have to bring my wife.
right. Sophia, my daughter, will be there.
Are you gonna have like an entourage?
Yeah, that's an entourage, isn't it?
You know, because I'm not telling you anything, but I'm nominated opposite.
Oh yeah, of course. So we
And
should talk about that.
I'm
Let's plug that.
I'm only bringing one person. So if you start bringing an entourage,
I'm bringing a lot of people.
You think that's fair? You don't think that's going to influence the judging? You know, that you have an entourage and I have my wife?
What, are you gonna... What, who brings the most people gets the award?
Well, you know, it's like, we should give it to him. He's got an entourage. He must be important. You know, let's
my mother
reassess
will be
our voting. And I don't, you know.
Maybe I'll bring more people.
That's not the point I'm trying to make. You know what? When we do the interview, let's not even talk about the Emmys. You know, Kramer has developed this sort of sexual mystique on the show.
He stole your girlfriend?
Yes. She's in love with him.
Amazing. I drive them to lesbianism, he brings them back.
Kramer, hold on a second. I don't get this. This woman has never been with a man her entire life.
I'm Kramer.
Do you feel that women react to you differently because they know Kramer has this thing and you're the guy that plays Kramer, so you must have the sexual mystique?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? They do react?
I said yeah to it. It's a good question. You better write that down.
I need to write it down. I remember that.
But in that moment, you were really good, like an interviewer should be.
Really?
I mean, you were really, like, I forgot. I thought I was on a talk show, the way you said that. It's good. You could do this. This is something you could do after Seinfeld.
Ask me, so come up with some questions for me.
Questions?
Ask me a good question.
I'll ask you a good question. How many showers do you take a day?
Depends on whether I work out or not. It's not a probing question.
I think people would like to know.
Now, let's ask questions so people will remember. You ready?
All right.
Do things like this.
All right.
Are you sexually attracted to Julia?
No.
Flat no? Not even on some days?
No. How about you? A little bit, huh? Really? Are you sexually attracted to Jerry?
I can say to you, in all sincerity, I find him to be an attractive man. I find him to be an attractive man.
Have you talked to him about this?
No. That I won't do.
He is an attractive
First of all, he doesn't need the ego stroke.
No, but I think Jerry's a good-looking guy.
Jerry's a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy.
I hear,
Guys, are you ready to roll? We gotta get this done. Ready to
you want to shoot it?
Let's shoot.
I think we got enough. Let's go shoot this puppy.
All right.
Let's go.
When Jerry Seinfeld and friend Larry David dreamed up the Seinfeld show in the late 80s, they thought they'd get maybe 4 episodes out of it before the network pulled the plug. Things worked out a little better than that.
NBC's hit comedy Seinfeld racks up an important number tonight, its 100th episode, and Jerry Seinfeld is here this morning to tell us about each and every one of them. Well, maybe just about tonight's show. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Katie. Let's start with number 1. You know, I'll never forget the time.
It all started on a snowy day, actually not here in Los Angeles. What's the story behind the show tonight, though, Jerry? You guys are doing sort of the best of Seinfeld?
It's a highlight show. Excuse me, it's a highlight show.
That orange juice.
Yeah.
Lots of pulp in there,
Good.
you know?
I should have left the cream out. It's a highlight show of, you know, all the funny scenes and funny moments, and it's really a good show.
Was that fun to go back and look at all the shows?
It was great.
What did you think? I am funny.
Oh, man, I am so good. There's so many things in this show that actually make us laugh over and over again. And, you know, the cast has little things that we do, little lines that, you know, guest stars do and we imitate them.
Yeah.
You know.
Like?
I can't think of any.
It's too early, isn't it? You just made that all up.
No, it's true. It's, none of it's on, it's just little, we imitate people that all the guest stars, we imitate them the week after. You know?
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd really appreciate that if they knew that. Now, you have some favorite episodes. What did you pick?
Well, one of them was from this year was The Race. Did you see the one where I was dating the woman named Lois? And then we had the race in the end where I was like Superman. And I was doing all those George Reeves lines.
Yeah, that was very funny, that episode.
Thank you.
Yeah. We've got actually a clip from one of your favorite episodes, and I think it's going to be featured on tonight's show. This is where, I guess, George is found in a compromising position by his mother. Remember that
yes,
one?
Sure.
Let's take a look.
My mother caught me.
Caught you? Doing what?
You know. I was alone.
She caught you? Where?
I stopped by the house to drop the car off, and I went inside for a few minutes. Nobody was there. They're supposed to be working. My mother had a Glamour magazine. I started looking through.
Glamour?
So one thing led to another.
So what did she do?
First she screams, "George, what are you doing? My God!" And it looked like she was going to faint. She started clutching the wall, trying to hang on to it.
Man.
I didn't know whether to try and keep her from falling or zip up.
What did you do?
I zipped up.
Another one of your favorites is the marine biologist where a whale gets his blowhole. Is that what it's
Kramer's
called?
golfing at the beach.
Right.
And he hits a golf ball that goes into the blowhole of the whale, and George saves the whale by reaching into the blowhole and pulling out the golf ball.
Jerry, where do you get these things?
Everyday life.
Yeah, right.
But this show has really been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there's so many things that people like to see again, and to put them all together into one-hour show, it's just a great TV show.
Now, I read that you had vowed to do Seinfeld, the show, for only 5 years. And
Yeah.
this would be the 5th year.
Yeah.
So that would mean the end.
That means I'm done.
You're not really done, are you?
I don't know. I don't know. We have to. We're going to sit together, the cast and all the writers. We're all going to sit down and say, do we still, you know, because we really put a lot into this. You know,
Yeah.
we work very hard on the show, and we want to feel like we can keep doing it at the same level.
Do you have any ideas what you might do if you stopped doing the show?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Hang out.
Okay. Jerry.
I'd like to. I don't know.
Okay, well, Jerry, that's a really good, very insightful answer.
I didn't plan to do the show, you know?
Yeah.
I really didn't plan that. I haven't planned anything. I don't need to do anything.
Okay, good. Jerry, that's a special episode.
I didn't need to do this, I'll
I
tell
know,
you that.
but it was really, really nice of you to do this.
When Seinfeld does go off the air, it will, like I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, and Cheers, belong to the ages by way of syndication. Jerry insists the show won't return. No sequels, no spin-offs, no, hey, we were just kidding, it was all a dream after all episodes. Jerry plans to return to stand-up comedy. The rest of the cast will likely pursue already successful movie careers. And maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now, following the precedent set by shows such as Gilligan's Island, Leave It to Beaver, and The Brady Bunch, we can look forward to a Seinfeld reunion special. For a show that's about nothing, anything's possible. That's Time and Again for now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jane Pauley, and we're history.
Hollywood. I own it. Got it right there.